All right, welcome back. This is M-Dog. So I made a first video yesterday, and unfortunately there's like piano music playing in the background of Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2. And as you'll see, there's no way on our sound thing here to change anything other than just the overall volume. So that whole video, I'm having to try to mute the one track, the piano song, so that YouTube will accept it. But I thought I'd go ahead and make a second video. We're going to quickly, so two things here. I'm going to try to show you a little bit of spin fishing at the first map, and then a little bit of float fishing at the second map. I've hardly done anything at the second map yet, just enough to realize that I think I'm going to like that second map more when there's feeder rides, but so far it seems like it's good with float, although our setup needs to just be a lot stronger. But we'll still try to figure it out, catch a few tench or roach or something there. But first, let's go fishing at this first map, Jackson County. So this is a U.S. map. This is more of a European-centric map. The fish here is more like what we're used to on RF4, Fisher Online, that kind of stuff. The USA map does have like catfish, salmon, rainbow trout. I did catch a bass, some perch, grass pickerel, redfin pickerel, bluegill, pumpkin seeds, and the largemouth bass. But the European one has tench, perch, ass barbel, common bream, common carp, mirror carp, another kind of carp, grass carp, crucian carp, chub, eyed, northern pike, and roach. So that list sounds a little more familiar based on the games we're often playing here. But let's go try to fish a little bit here in the USA-centric map. And this is on realistic mode. I went over all of the differences between normal and realistic mode in that first video. So again, hopefully I'll be able to get that first video up and running again. But all right, now that we're at the map, I think I can turn the volume back up so you can actually hear some of the game sounds. I don't believe the music plays when we're on the map, so I just got to remember to do that. All right, so let me show you the setup we're using. And there's a couple of spots I've enjoyed fishing at. So we're using the starter rod and reel for spin fishing. The only difference is we did buy a little bit nicer braided line, and this leader comes by default. So a lot of things it seems like hasn't been fully implemented in the game yet, but a lot of things has. It's definitely come a long way since the last time I did a test. So the first lure that was a game changer on this level for me was this spinner. We bought this spinner pretty early on. So let's see if I can catch a fish using this spinner. Give it a couple tries here, see what we can do. On this one, we want to do a straight retrieval, kind of a medium speed, something like that. Let's see how that looks coming in. But this was kind of a game changer once I figured out how to start occasionally catching fish, spin fishing here. It seems like you can get a pretty decent amount of experience and money if you can catch some of these salmon and bass and stuff like that. So once we started getting on some of these fish, it definitely got a little better. All right, there you see the spinnerbait coming in. I just want to, basically I want to see the speed. I think that speed's going to be okay. All right, let's try one more cast. Then we'll try a different lure. If we don't see anything, we'll try a different lure here and before we try a different spot. There's a perch right at our feet. Hopefully we can at least catch a fish or two for you here spin fishing. And then, like I said, we'll go do some little bit of float fishing at the second map. Once you hit level 3, you can go to the second map. And by then, especially if you've done a couple quests, you can afford some different like baits and stuff. It kind of gets interesting. All right, before we switch spots, let's just try the bugs. This is another lure that seems to work pretty decently here. And it's top water. And yeah, we've caught a couple interesting fish on this as well. So we'll cast this one. And when it gets closer, you'll be able to see it at the top of the water, which is kind of fun. If anything, we might need to increase our retrieval speed just a little bit. If we don't have a bite here, we might do that for our next cast. Although I think we're going to switch spots. Oh, there we go. Did you see it hit there? All right, now we can increase our drag a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right, so there's a salmon. So that's going to be worth $18. And again, for this first map, like, that's a pretty good amount. 123 XP is also a lot for this first map. So if you can get in on the salmon some, you can kind of get a jump start to your income and everything. All right, that's going to hit level 6 for us. All right, so that worked well. Let's go peek at a different spot. So that did seem to work good in terms of the retrieval speed and everything. We're going to go down. I think let's actually go over here on this little dock here. And we'll try this lure first. Again. And then we might try that little spinner again. Yeah. Oh, did we hit it? Oh, something. I thought something hit it, but maybe it didn't. All right, let's go back to that spinner. And then we've got a couple lures I've never tried here. I thought we might cast once or twice before we go float fish at the other spot. Let's see if we can try to get one more fish, though. Is it me, or did it seem like I kind of... Oh, there was a fish. He was coming at us, too. I kind of faded off there for a second, and all of a sudden I noticed the line looked like it was in a completely different position. So I don't know if a fish hit it and I just missed the bite. Let's see if I can pay a little better attention here. Because we did have a fish chasing it, too, at the end. Alright, not this time. Trying to think if we want to go cast down here a little bit. There are several kind of... this is another spot I like, actually. Again, just sort of casting back up river here. It gives us a little bit bigger area to cast with. Let's see if we get anything here. Might be some fish activity kind of right in front of us to the right. Okay, let's just try a different lure. So one thing I've not tried here is this minnow. And we might want to go down to like a little deeper area down there, but I'll cast it here one time first. I didn't even see that land anywhere. Oh, there's a fish right in front of us too. That lure is going to be pulling right in front of him if he likes it at all. Alright, let's go try in the deeper area. It's one of the first spots I remember fishing from on this map. Now we could go down and around and cast back up this way, but I thought we could kind of try this first. And I don't know if this lure really is effective on this map, so we'll just cast it one more time, then we'll switch to something else. But there's what it looks like underwater. There's a fish right there. Alright, so let's try... We want to try the spoon? Let's go back to the spinner. I know the spinner can work pretty good on this map. I went from trying those soft baits, those like little soft worms and stuff. I could not get those to work very well. As soon as I got this spinner though, and then we started getting some other lures, all of a sudden we started catching fish. We might be bringing that in a little too fast. I don't know. That's one of the things that's tough, is because we don't really see our retrieval speed. We just have to kind of eyeball it, because somehow they think realistic mode should be hardcore mode. I feel like that's maybe a confusion point, but it is a little frustrating that we can't see it. Yeah, that might be a little fast. Alright, let's go one tick slower. Yeah, there we go. Got one, right? It's tiny, but we got something. A little perch, maybe? Oh, no, a little catfish. Worth $0.3. Alright, that was kind of surprising that we caught a catfish. Try it one more time, then we'll go do a little float fishing. I like the float fishing. I just wish that I'm looking forward to having a little bit more upgraded gear. There's just pretty limited options right now with the state the game's in, but Saw a fish under there, but I don't think it was ever really coming for our lure. Okay, let me turn the volume back down so we don't upset YouTube here. And we will leave location. So we only caught 2 fish. One of them was worth some decent money, the other one not so much. We have 218. We're going to save our money though, because we might end up wanting to get some different baits to try or something. We'll see. All right, let's try a little bit of float fishing. Again, this second map to me just kind of really want to do some feeder fishing here, I would think, but we don't really seem to have access to that yet, at least not that I can tell. All right, we're gonna go around to this dock, put our float out, and see what we catch. There's even a little chair here for us to sit in. I guess we can't sit, but okay, so what do we have on here right now? Doe. All right, we'll try it with doe. 1.5. Let's go to 2 meters out here. I think it's deep enough out here to go to 2. Let's just throw it out there. Get some of the slack out of it. Oops. All right, there we go. See if we can catch something out here. Now, if we hit a common carp, we just won't be able to get it in, or any kind of like big carp. But if we can get a crucian or a tench. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Is he staying close or getting away from us? He's going to end up unhooking, isn't he? Fish unhooked itself, so we lost the doe. So that was like a common or something, wasn't it? Yeah, we just have a very weak setup for float right now. All right. Maybe instead of increasing the drag so much, we should just let it swim around a little bit, see if we could tire it out. This is more our size fish, though. This could be a nice little tench, I think. Yeah, 2.76 kilos, almost 80 experience, 12 silver. Yeah, we're in the money with a fish like that. On doe. All right, let's cast doe one more time, and then we're going to switch to another bait. All right. It went under, but then it disappeared. All right. So what else do we have? We can try casters. Let's try grubs. I don't think I've tried grubs here yet. Let's give it a try. There's also, so we're fishing here on this main pond or little lake or whatever. There's also the little stream up here. We can go float fish in that as well if we decide to. I mean, so far this is working fine, but they both kind of work somewhat similar, I feel like, but ooh, what is that? It's a new personal record, so it's almost a 1 kilo eyed. Cute little guy. 12 XP. $5. I don't know why I was having a really hard time seeing the float in that direction. Let's see if this is any better. Kinda. Wow. Grub is getting some quick bites. So far, some like small fish, but some quick bites. I like that. It's so hard to see this float. There we go. That looks like a roach. Gotta be, right? Yes. Half a kilo roach. Alright, what kind of floats you got? Alright, so the question is, what do we have on there now? Like, how heavy is it? It's a 3 gram... 3 gram... thin RW or whatever. It's the exact same one as that. That says a carp float. A carp float. Wonder what makes it a carp float. I guess these are for the river? That'd be cool to try with the current. Does that work better? Ooh, a waggler. Can I use a waggler on my current setup? Hold on. Let's see if we like this better or worse. If it's easier or harder to see. Maybe a little easier to see. I don't know. It's long, so theoretically it sticks up out of the water a little more. I'm not used to it taking that long. Let's see if we cast it. So this is a regular cast instead of a short cast. Can we see it over there? I kind of can. So this one definitely shows up a little better. I don't think I would have been able to see the other float over there at all. I don't know. It's still pretty hard to see, if I'm being honest. I'm afraid it's getting bites and I'm missing it. Put it right there. Now, theoretically, we might want to put a little bigger hook on there. I just don't think we have a strong enough setup for it. Is this float somehow messing with the fish bite? Like, are we not seeing it? Ooh, what's a cricket float? A fat float? Color me interested. As long as we can still see the fish bite on it. I mean, I see it. Do I see it better than the start one? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe a little bit. All right, let's assume that the float is not messing us up. Let's assume that it's the spot. Let's go to caster, and let's go try a different spot. Surely the float wouldn't affect the fish bite. I just wouldn't think so. So we'll go try a different place to fish here. Maybe fish off this old crickety place. All right, come on. Let's get this float working. Could this be an issue with just kind of where the state of the game is? All right, if we don't get a bite in a minute here, I'm going to put the other float back on, the starter float. And if we suddenly start getting fish bites again, that's going to seem pretty sus. All right, that's crazy. I just don't typically go that long without a bite on float. All right, here we go. Same spot. This is the most awkward thing. These little short casts. What is going on? All right, let's see. I almost hope we don't get a bite so that it's not the float. I think it might be the float. Wow. It's a nice asp. Over 3.5 kilos. Or 13 silver. That's pretty nice. Unreal. I'm just not sure about that cast. Alright, I kind of like this island over here. I haven't actually tried float fishing off of it, but it's kind of nice that you can just sort of come out here and... Again, this would be a nice place to be able to... if we could actually cast and then see the float sort of normally from a normal distance, this would be nice, but let's give it a try even short range. What's going on here? So weird. Another asp. New map available, Slovakia. I don't think it's actually available yet though, is it? Alright, what else do we have? Let's try dough. Dough can definitely get us in trouble, but we'll give it a try. That is awfully close, but we'll see. All right, before we leave, let's put the float depth down to 1 meter. It might cast a little easier without all that extra depth on it. And let's actually let's try one of these carp floats. Just for fun. So we'll use the dough and the carp float, and we're gonna go cast over here. Is the depth at the right? Oh no, the depth is reset. Let's go 1 meter. And let's go try this little river over here. Actually, doesn't this look like just the perfect little spot for carp? Let's see how well this... Uh-oh. It's going to be too far, isn't it? See if it's visible at all. I can't tell, so probably not. Let's get it a lot closer. Where is it? Oh, I see it. It's right there. Alright, flashlight helps a little bit. Hey, we got something. We got a bream! It's our first bream. Oops. Alright, little tench. Very small tench. Actually, it's not too bad. 2 point. It's worth 11 silver. It's actually not bad at all. Alright, let's go try this little, yeah, this little river over here. Let's find a spot to float fish over here. Maybe just right here, actually. So let's go to the shop. Look at baits. Natural baits. Alright, there's dough. We could get some more dough. I guess we could try caddisfly. Cheese. Corn. Pea. Are we level 8? We're not level 8, level 7. So corn and pea. Whitefish. Carp. Bream. Alright, might be worth trying. Alright, we just bought a lot of bait, but let's at least try a couple of these. I was kind of interested. Let's do caddisfly and cheese for sure. Alright, do we have it at 1 meter depth? Keep that carp hook on there just for fun. Cast it out there. See what happens. So this is caddisfly. Might should throw caddisfly in the bigger lake. Big pond, small lake, whatever. I don't know, we're not getting any bites on it. Alright, let's try something else. Just don't spend too much time just waiting. Cheese. See if cheese does anything here. Now I did test dough over here. I know that at least before for me, dough was working pretty good on tench. I also had a common carp that was way too big to pull in on this gear. And it just swam away from me till it unhooked, kind of like the last big common did. But it looks like we're having a hard time getting anything to bite right now. Alright, I tell you what. Just to see if it's a... Let's just rule out what's going on. Let's put dough back on there. Again, I know that at least before I was catching on dough. So, let's just see if that's still the case. Oh yeah. So tench, nice tench there, 2.18 kilos. Alright, I like that it does this. If your net's full, it lets you just go take care of what you want to take care of, and then you can decide what you want to do. This seems like a pretty reliable spot to catch tench. 3.14. It's going to be another nice one. Look at all that XP, that money. That is a really nice fish. Okay, so what size hook are we using? Size 16. Let's go to hooks. Let's go up to a 12. Let's go up to a 12. And first, let's try dough here again. Alright, another little tench. Now, let's go back over here. And let's try cheese in this main area. By the way, corn works for tench as well, it says. So we should probably try corn in that same spot. See if we catch an even nicer tench. But I kind of want to see if cheese does anything over here. With a little bit larger hook. Maybe we can find a barbel? I think they do need to do something in this game to make the floats just stand out a little bit. Trying to give it a minute. I mean, sometimes barbel are a little tough to... Might need to have the depth a little lower again. Alright, so let's try corn over here. Something's gonna like this corn, right? I'm pretty sure. See, it could be a depth issue over here. All right, let's go back to where we know that the 1 meter depth was working and we were catching tench. Let's just kind of rule out to see if this is going to work for tench or not in terms of the corn and this size hook. The light's not helping as much now. Still a little bit though. I think it's a nice touch having the ducks swimming around. I mean, it just kind of feels alive. There's stuff moving around. You see the fish sometimes. They still got to work out some kinks. I mean, we've had fish like swimming through the air and stuff, but there's some nice touches, I think. So what are we saying here? That this is just a dough spot? Let's try dough again real quick. Just see if that seems true. We were just catching tench in this very spot off of dough. Switched to corn, didn't get anything. Let's see if we go back to dough. So the weather has changed. It was raining, now it's not. Time of day, I mean, it's gotten a little later in the morning. Very strange. So one thing I don't know how this game works in terms of how easy is it to fish out a spot. We caught, what, 3-4 fish in that spot a minute ago, so that's possible, I guess. Up until this point, it has seemed like I could throw dough in just about anywhere and catch something. Oh, I tell you the other difference, though. We're at 1 meter instead of 1.5. All right, hold on. Let's go back over here. I forgot we had changed. We had made a slight change to the depth we were fishing at. That could matter. Maybe. Oh, it's so much harder to catch. It's really awkward, isn't it? Can we change the weight? Maybe we can put a heavier weight on there. Especially with these nicer floats we're using. I don't know. Well, I thought that might make a difference, but we've been having pretty quick bites, so maybe not. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's time or weather. Yeah, this isn't happening, is it? Alright, we'll just spot check one more time and then maybe we'll wrap it up. I do like this. I mean, I like float fishing here. Again, I want to see what using a feeder is like in this game. To be able to maybe use two different rods at the same time. Is that going to be a thing? If we have feeders? I don't know, but definitely curious. Whoa, that duck just came out of nowhere. We found a duck spawn location. This looks like a roach to me. Very small roach. Very small. I'm going to try to be a little bit patient here. One more time. And then we'll wrap it up. Oh, it's too shallow, right? All right, 1.2 meters. Okay. That might be perfect. Maybe we just haven't found the barbel spot, you know? We just haven't found it. Okay. What is that? Oh, we found the barbel. $13 that barbel's worth. That might be a money fish there. Between tench and barbel, that might be where it's at. Low level, trying to make some money. Where's the float, though? Oh, I see it. Come on, barbel. I'm going to go to 1.5. And I'm going to really cast this thing and I'm going to pull it back towards us till we can see it pretty good. See where that is. All right, I can see that, I think. Right? It's not perfect, but graphically, there's just some weird things going on. Like, if I stay still, the float kind of disappears. But if I keep moving around, I can continue to see it. All right, we should be good right there. Come on. Big barbel. Now, I haven't figured out how to spin fish on this map, so if anybody has figured out some good techniques or lures to use to catch some of the predators on this map, let me know. Locations, whatnot. I tried a couple things, just wasn't getting any bites, and then the float fishing has just been kind of so fun here that I haven't gone back to spin fishing here, but starting to wonder if that barbel was just like a weird random. All right, we do have to wrap this up. We're over an hour now. Let's just go try off that main dock again. Actually, we could do this dock. Not be quite as deep, maybe. Let's just try this. We've only got it at, what, 1.5 meters, I think? This might make more sense over here. Still trying cheese. Still having a hard time seeing the float. I'm just going to have to do some more experimenting. It might be a depth thing. I mean, over here it's a lot deeper, I think. So we might need to be at 2 meters or something in this spot to hit the barbel. I just don't know. If they're even, you know, very active here. But anyway, all right. Let's turn the volume back down so we don't get into anything weird here. Exit location. Fishing net. 13, 5, 1, 13. So we're up to $255. And we have a new skill point. So you have to go in order. We had to go 1, 2, then we'll have to do this, and we'll have to do this, this. I just think that these skills are more important to get this kind of stuff, like attractive competitor, luring master, and strongman. These 3 skills in particular, but you have to do them one at a time. I just think those are going to be more important than any other skills. As much as I want to get renter, that sounds cool. All right, so we're at 255 silver. Do we have rods we can get now? We just need more silver. Oh, all right. What is this one? It's not that strong though. I feel like we probably ought to. Once we get quests, we can do quests again. They tend to give us a good amount of silver. We just need to keep saving. I mean, we're up to level 7, so like we could do this one. It's got more strength, but it's a spinning rod. I kind of want to get a nice float setup, but we don't really have those. I don't know. There's just not that many rods in the game yet. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh, here are the sinkers. So maybe we do put a little heavier sinker. I'm going to go ahead and buy that just so we have that option next time. They do sell feeder baskets, but like if I buy that, I can't put that on anywhere, right? So I don't know. Until they come out with feeder rods, I don't think there's anything we can do with the feeder basket, unfortunately. All right, yeah, we don't have the next place. Even though we're high enough level to go to the third map, it's not available yet. So possibly in the future it will be, or at least once the game releases. Okay, all right, there you go. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you're checking out, if you're getting the play test in or not. But it's interesting. It's definitely better than I thought it was going to be. I'll tell you that. All right, I'll see you next time.